Oh, hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you, CDT, for joining me in my first live. And hi, everybody in chat. And hello to the mods.
Yeah, thank you for having me on your first live. And hello, chat. Hey, everybody.
So yeah, just bear with me, guys, because I'm on a new laptop that I'm not like 100% comfortable with. And obviously my first live and using StreamYard. But I think we're going to be okay, especially you're the pro at it now. So I can just ask you, and Crazy Crime Chick can help me out too. She knows all about this struggle. She's really good now, though. So just bear with me, guys. I'll be getting better. Hi, C-Dub. Hi, Florida. Hope you're well. Karen. Hi, everybody. So we will be covering true crime on this channel as well. In case anybody's not subscribed here, please subscribe. And we'll obviously still be doing our lives on CDT channel. But I just figured, why not just do live tonight on random true crime kind of courtroom drama. I was just thinking about, just theater, and everyone is familiar with like that, the mask, like the happy and the sad. And it's just, when you think about what takes place in the courtroom, we're fortunate enough to kind of be on the outside looking in, like as far as true crime lovers. But it's these people's real life. And sometimes I forget that because it's almost, not entertaining, because some of the cases obviously are tragic, but it just makes me realize that like we're lucky to not be in their shoes in some of the instances. Like even if you're guilty or innocent, like nobody ever really wants to go to court, like not even for like a ticket, like driving or whatever, So I figured if these instances were documented, I just clip them together and then we can just go through them. And some of them are funny. Some of them are just, very like messed up. It's just kind of be like an up and down, like little roller coaster. It's just like a little video I put together of real court sessions. And then you just see like the good, the bad, the funny, the cringy, there's like divorce stuff in there quick too. I mean, it's just like random stuff I just clipped. I figured we'd just have a good time and watch it together.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone likes that. And we'll be doing obviously the Watts and Scott Peterson and all that, like on both channels too. So just, pop in and we'll put up community pages like we always do, and subscribe to Kelly's channel, CDT, if you haven't already. And if a mod could link that channel in the chat, I would love that. Subscribe to Kelly's channel. Oh, wait, hold on. CDT, see? If you haven't. The first mishap. No.
Got it out of the way. It's no big deal.
All right. So, Kelly, when I do share the screen and then I am going to play the video, I just want to make sure. So I will unmute that one. We'll find out. Okay, so I'm just going to play this, and it's just basically 0 to 100 courtroom edition.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen what she has planned yet, so I just know the basis of it, but I haven't seen what she has put together, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so this little window pop-up says choose what you want to share, and then it says entire screen, window, and then Chrome tab.
I always hit entire screen, but I think if you hit Chrome tab, it'll just be the one tab you want.
Ah.
But I'm not for sure.
That. No. I'll just do entire because that's what you do, and that way we know. Okay.
Still new at it.
So is this shared? Can you guys see? What do you guys see?
I don't yet. I still see us.
Okay, hold on.
For now. It definitely, I mean, it is a learning curve, so you'll get it.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with me, guys.
You're good. Yeah, see, Deb, the role reversal. I know, I said I was excited not to have to. So Amber's in charge tonight.
Yeah, and I just got the baby down, and I looked on the monitor just as I went live, and she's like fussing, but my fiance's got her. But now I need him like here, so he needs to be two places at once.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm trying to share this. Share screen, and then share screen, entire screen.
You have to, yeah, and you have to click it. Like when you see, you'll see like your picture in the chat going, click on that, and then make sure you hit share audio. But yeah, you have to click like the box where you see us.
What? Okay. I think I see what you mean.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Crazy. We're all in this together.
I can't figure this out. Hold on.
What do you, let's see. I was gonna say I can from mine, but hit share screen, and then you see the entire screen. Click the box, and then it should turn gray on the top and the bottom. Once you click it.
Okay, share screen. Entire screen. And then hit share.
And then, well, no, then click us. Like click the screen that you see. And then it should turn gray on the top and the bottom.
Yes.
Okay. And then make sure you hit share audio, and then it should come up.
Wait, where's share audio?
It's a box at the bottom left.
Too many crickets, guys. No. I hope people have a drink or whatever.
Yeah.
Because this might be better and funnier if you are enhanced with something. Okay, so the entire screen, and then click on us.
It's like click where you see us and you see the chat. Click on that.
Okay.
Yeah, Derek. Derek said baby duty and tech support. He's a good guy. Yes. And
yeah, he really is. Okay.
Right before this, he set up her Mother's Day gift.
All right, hold on.
Crazy
Ryan's here. He can
help.
Hey. And the baby. I'm trying to share the screen. So.
Y'all are cute. So how's everybody's night or morning? Or some people, what do we say in the future? Are they in Sunday? Yeah, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms, grandmas, bonus moms, whatever you are. Yeah, everyone's saying you're doing great, Amber.
Thank you. Guys, trust me. As soon as I get good at something, then I put my all into it. I'm just not good at it.
No, you're doing good.
Yeah, the bottom one.
Tiger Girl is in the future. You got it. You did it.
Oh, yay. Okay. Awesome. Thanks for your patience,
Here I am,
guys.
Frozen. Yay.
It's not the right
one.
Wait, hold on. Not the right. Wait, yeah,
Wait.
just share. Just go up here. Or no. Oh, no, it's this one.
Amanda said she's in a food coma. She's barely functioning. Are you in your garage, Amanda? You got it.
Yes. Why did you do
that? That's awesome, Amy. Nova Scotia. I had pizza. My kids are at spending the night at my parents' house. That's always nice.
Okay, can you see this?
Yep. She was like, yeah, I see her.
Wait, what is this thingy?
Awesome, Brooke.
All right.
Yay.
Real quick.
One is charged in count one. We further find true the allegations that Diana Jean Lovejoy was vicariously armed with a firearm within the meaning of Penal Code Section 12022, paren A, paren 1, dated 11/13/17, signed foreperson. Same title, same cause. Verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Diana Jean Lovejoy, guilty of the crime of attempted murder of Greg Mulvihill in violation of Penal Code Section 664/187, paren A, paren 1, as charged on count 2. We further find true the allegation that Diana Jean Lovejoy acted willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation within the meaning of Penal Code Section 189. We further find true the allegation that Diana Jean Lovejoy was vicariously armed with a firearm within the meaning of Penal Code Section 12022, paren A, paren 1, dated 11/13/17, signed foreperson. In the spirit of the state of California, in and for the county of San Diego, the people of the state of California, plaintiff versus Weldon K. McDavid, defendant. Case number SCN 363925, DA number OCD 980. Verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Weldon K. McDavid, guilty of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder.
All right, we're going to need to take a break. And if we could have, also, just we can have the jury go back
So basically this woman conspired to kill her ex. So I mean, he is guilty. It's not like one of those incidents where we're like making or laughing at somebody who's like completely helpless and innocent. But so this lady, the comments on this video, I just wanted to like play it on mute and then read the comments out loud on the video because it's hilarious. Like some of these comments, you guys have to see it. Hold on. But yeah, I mean, that's what happens. Like you will be found guilty if you're conspiring to kill your ex. And this lady, I mean, as you see, she's a bit shocked. So the comments are, all right, I'm going to play it on mute. When you flush the toilet at your friend's house in the water starts rising. When you go to bed at 11:59 p.m. and realize you had an assignment due at 12 a.m. When you pour yourself a late night bowl of Frosted Flakes only to learn there is no milk in the fridge. When you feel like you've been at work for half a day and realize it's only been 20 minutes. When you watch YouTube for 5 hours and realize mobile data is on. When you find out your sister ate the last piece of your birthday cake that you were saving for breakfast. When you're accidentally stalking someone and accidentally like their photo. When your mom says she is 5 minutes till home, but the house is a mess. And then somebody said that the camera work and the bad acting, they thought it was a episode of The Office. When you realize the exam had another page and the teacher starts collecting the exams. When you lend your wife your laptop and realize you forgot to clear the internet history. Wait, I'm getting an echo. How do I stop that?
I'm not.
Are you sure?
It sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good on my end.
Okay. Okay. When you've taken an exam thinking that you did well, but end up having the worst grade in the class. Some of these only have like 3 likes. Oh, bless their hearts. But then some of them, I mean, there's like thousands of likes on some of these. When you wake up in the morning and realize your phone didn't charge. But actually not related to any of those like comments. But did you hear that one guy when we played it? He was like, I think you need to step out and take a break or something like that to her. It was like right before she like I don't think taking a break is gonna help this right now.
Right, it's gonna need she needs more than that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When you realize the divorce would have been cheaper. I had the same reaction when H&R Block told me how much I owed the IRS for not having health insurance. I mean, these comments go on and on. Someone said, what an amazing actress. You can see anxiety setting in even before the verdict was read. From that point, I don't think she knew what planet she was on and what brain basically just gave out. It's like her soul really left her body. When you're waiting on from Amazon and realize you have to update your method of payment.
That is the worst.
When you work 12 hours and got back in to clock out, but actually forgot to clock in. There was like some that I was making up, like when you realize that DoorDash forgot part of your order, you know, and you're starving. All right, so I just thought that was a good one to open up with. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but
the comments in chat are hilarious too.
Really? Hold on, I gotta see.
Yes.
I can't see chat unless I'm on my phone.
I know.
I don't
Isn't
like
that
that.
frustrating?
I'm sorry, guys. So
I know.
I'm not interacting.
No, you're fine. That's one thing StreamYard needs to fix.
When your extended warranty runs out. Oh yay, I'm glad Alex79 is here. I knew she would probably have some good ones for this too. She's hilarious. So that's the one I wanted to start off with. Just kind of when the bong water gets in your mouth, Brooks. When Chipotle gives you a hard time because you asked for extra guac.
I can afford it.
But that's like how the workers act when they act like it's like their personal guacamole stash and stuff. Like when you ask for it, they're like
yes.
This, like you're like, sorry. When you want blue cheese for your wings and get ranch, oh no, we got to have that blue.
That's not good.
So,
oh my goodness.
While this is transitioning,
when you're
what?
When your Big Mac, when your Big Mac has no patties, that's bad.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
When you eat sushi, Sky. All right, so as we go,
my word.
I mean, that was just kind of like to start it off with some humor, but I will say some of these do get a little, you know, I mean, it's courtroom, it's true crime, so you can imagine some of the crimes that we end up showing on here. But okay, so that was the first one, and if you guys come up with any more subtitles or captions for this video, like that we were just coming up with and reading out loud, just leave them down in my comments, and I would love to go back through and hear them. Florida, I just got your message. This is my first live. I'll be giving you a wrench. Don't worry. I got you. You were already going to get one. I just was like, as you can see, I'm like fumbling. All right, so we'll keep it going.
Trial for attempted murder and, confident in his own defense skills, was representing himself during the trial. Despite successfully causing a previous mistrial in 2005, there was little that Wilkins could do during the 2008 retrial to get things to go his way. So, seeing no other option, he attempted the ultimate defense: feign a heart attack and pass out. The problem was that Wilkins had exhausted several attempts at causing a mistrial and was so terrible at acting out the medical condition that nobody in the courtroom believed him. Even as he sat slumped and unmoving in his chair, the trial continued. Despite his efforts, Wilkins was found guilty on all charges.
So that one was just like a random, like, this guy thought he was actually gonna like fool them with the heart attack thing. I just thought that was ridiculous. But yeah, so this little segment here is obviously about like divorce court. It's gonna be like the TV shows that you see, just because you can't have drama without a little bit of love and, you know, falling out of love and drama in that department. So I had to add the little Shaggy wasn't me on here too, because it's appropriate. You'll see.
I listened to that song while I was cleaning today. I'm not gonna lie. Alexa.
That's so random.
On the counter. Wasn't me.
I'm a size 5. Okay. I found a size 9 pair of underwear in his truck.
I don't know where those came from. She's lying about that.
Now, Your Honor, I'm a size 5.
Hang on. Both of those statements can't be true. You don't know how they got there, or it's not true that they were there. Which one was it? They were there, weren't they?
I could have been driving down the street with the music up. A lady might have slingshot him through the back.
Are you serious?
He admitted to cheating on me one time. He said that he received oral sex from a girl. He said he didn't do anything, or nothing else happened. That's the only thing that happened.
It is.
But he don't remember her name.
I don't.
He don't. I mean, how you gonna
I don't
let
even remember
somebody
what she looked like.
Mr. Higgs, how did something like that happen?
I was drunk and I was over the wrong person's house and she was there.
Actually woke up from a nap and came into the...
This girl I sort of feel bad for, but like, she's better off. She's better off once you see the guy. Oh God. And I don't understand how this guy is like fumbling around with multiple women. Like, you'll see.
living area, and he was on a video chat with a random woman, having very, very explicit conversations with her and touching himself. And his only thing that he could say to me when I confronted him about this was, "Oh, I thought you were going to be sleeping longer."
Your Honor, the love life in the bedroom is like staring at a brick wall, or I could get more action from a wind-up toy like the monkey with the clappers going. It doesn't leave many other options for scratching that in.
So those were just, I don't even know how real some of those TV courtroom sessions are, but I heard that Judge Judy actually is real, but I just thought those ones were kind of funny. And then this next one's more serious and it's kind of just like WTF, like, and as you see, it has a trigger warning. So please, everyone be aware the content obviously is true crime related, but I'm just going to read chat a little bit. Oh, people just laughing at that guy. Mm-hmm. I hope you guys are having a good time so far.
I'm loving this.
How do I take, yes, Karen, I can do that for sure. I'll learn how to do that right here on the spot. How do I take down the banner?
Okay, click another person's comment twice. Like anybody's. And then, yeah.
Okay.
It's gone.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody that I didn't say hi to in chat.
Yes, hello.
All right, cool. Thank you, Mama Bear. All right, so this one is just like, I just had to add this because it infuriates me because apparently he's like still a prospect for the NBA. So I don't know. Hopefully he learned his lesson because he was 18 at the time, but it just really annoys me if he like, you'll see.
62027 that the defendant shall serve a term of 3 years, which is the minimum on count one of that. As to count 2 in that case, felonious assault, a felony of the 2nd degree, it is ordered that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years in prison on that count. As to count 3 of that case, the robbery, which is also a felony of the 2nd degree, the court orders that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years on that count as well. I haven't finished yet. I haven't finished. I haven't finished.
Did you hear the lawyer? He's like, it's not as bad as you think. Come on.
Get up. What? She's like, I'm not finished yet. I haven't finished.
Yeah. She doesn't like him. You'll see.
Yeah.
On the sole count of the indictment in case 564206, the felony of the 3rd degree, the court orders that the defendant shall serve a term of 9 months in prison on that count. All of these terms are going to be served concurrently, which means that the defendant is in effect going to spend 3 years in prison. As part of your sentence, Mr. Farmer, you are subject upon your release from prison to a period of post-release control to be supervised by the adult parole authority. On the felony of the 1st degree conviction, this is mandatory and it's for a period of 5 years. On the felony 2 convictions, that is felonious assault and robbery, this is a mandatory term and it's for a period of 3 years. And on the intimidation of a crime victim, this is for a period of up to 3 years and is discretionary on the part of the adult parole authority. If you
Tony Farmer's talent on the basketball court made the Garfield Heights High School senior one of the top college recruits in the country.
The defendant shall serve a term of 3 years, which is the minimum.
But the 18-year-old Farmer may have forfeited a scholarship and his future when he attacked his ex-girlfriend in her apartment building in Bedford Heights on April 23rd. This surveillance video obtained by the Fox 8i team shows Farmer striking Andrea Lane in the head and then continuing to strike and kick the 18-year-old as she cowered in a corner and pleaded for him to stop. But police, he dragged her outside by the hair and continued to assault her. Then when she tried to get back inside the apartment building, he attacked her again, tried to pull her outside, and later kicked her in the head 4 times.
I don't know what was wrong with him that day. I know he was a good person. I hope he's.
And I feel so bad for this girl because obviously what happened to her. But at the same time, it's more than that because she's at this point sticking up for him. Like, she didn't want him to like go away. Like it's just like a, cycle of that kind of relationship where like you almost excuse the other person for it because you're still kind of caught in like the cycle of like, being used to being treated like that. And, it's very deep, obviously. So it's just like a sad situation too, for this girl, and that kid throwing years of his life away.
It still is. I hope he learns from this.
The court orders that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years on that as well.
Tony Farmer collapsed in court on Tuesday after Judge Pamela Barker sentenced him to 3 years in prison on charges that include kidnapping and felonious assault.
And your version was, I got into a fight with my ex-girlfriend.
In an interview with the I-Team, Judge Barker says she was not swayed by supporters of Tony Farmer, who asked that she be lenient so that he could pursue a basketball scholarship. She was also not swayed by the victim's request that he not be sent to prison.
He really needs help. I don't think jail will give him that.
There's nothing in the sentencing guideline that talks about him being a basketball star and being able to go forward when obviously I think she's been very traumatized by this whole situation.
The judge says she also concluded that Tony Farmer was not remorseful after his initial arrest because he later attempted to intimidate the victim by sending her a series of text and phone messages.
He certainly threatened her or said that he should have done something more to her. And so that in addition to what I saw on the tape, was very telling to me. And it was a violation of the no contact order that was put in place to protect her.
The defendant is ordered to the custody of the sheriff for transport to the Lorraine Correctional Institution for evaluation as to transfer.
And as Tony Farmer heads to prison, the judge says he only has himself to blame for the cloud that now hangs over his once bright future.
The opportunities that were lost, I would just say that he lost them.
And apparently this was years ago, so he's already done, time and all that. But now he's like being a prospect for NBA. So
Wait, so now he's gonna play again, possibly?
yeah, like he's like appealing for teams possibly to pick him up.
Interesting.
So hopefully he got some anger management and other help while he was away. But you know that people don't usually serve that long anyways, like the sentencing time. Maybe he did. I'm not sure on the details of that, but I just thought that was crazy. And like the way he like passed out, it's like, what did you think was going to happen with the way that you acted? Like he acted like it was like a shock, like he couldn't believe it.
Right. Like it shouldn't be that shocking.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It's just ridiculous. It's like no one had ever told him, or he'd never been like punished before or something. Who knows?
Right. And that's what I wonder, if they were evaluated by a medical professional, if it was proven to be fake or real, was he acting or was there
like,
real issue?
I would say acting.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like even wait, didn't I send you that clip of the soccer player? They barely touch each other and they fall to the ground. I don't know. It was like going around on Instagram. I might not have sent it to you, but in sports, even in basketball, like if they get like nudged, they like fall to the ground, like all dramatic at times to like foul the other person.
Right. Yes. I have definitely seen stuff like that.
Hi, Teresa.
They're saying Letitia. Wasn't she in a wheelchair or something, like going around the prison or jail?
Yeah, she's done all types of antics. Like, yeah, she's definitely an actress. It's going to be a very interesting trial. That's for sure.
Yes. Yeah, she's not right.
All right. So moving right along. I don't even remember like what order is in all this. So we're just going to go along. It might be serious. It might be funny. It might be random. And that's poor mom. Too bad.
Too fat defense. If you're going to use your obesity to justify anything, your inability to commit murder is probably a bit of a stretch. For Floridian Edward Addis, his weight problems
It's Florida.
Perfect and only alibi to clear his name in the murder of his former son-in-law, Paul Dunsack.
Floridian.
According to Addis's defense, he was far too overweight to have committed the crime. The murder was committed atop a perch on the second story of Dunsack's home, and Addis used this to his advantage. According to both Addis and his own doctor, who testified on his behalf, the 285-pound man would have been far too winded after running up the stairs to be able to accurately aim a gun. What Addis didn't seem to take into account was that his internet searches on how to commit the perfect murder would easily bite his bloated defense right in his oversized fanny.
Oversized Fanny. It's my cat's name, Fanny.
C-Dub asked, wasn't Letitia recently claiming to see butterflies in her cell? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either. I heard something about she refused to go to the law library and now she's not representing herself anymore. And there was something about her being in a wheelchair, acting insane.
Oh my
I don't know.
God.
Butterflies would not surprise me.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just a mess. She did. Yeah, Amy says she did. In the courtroom as well. Wow. She probably misses seeing nature. You know, exactly crazy. Letitia is pretending to be crazy. I agree.
Yeah, Andrea, she did ask for another lawyer.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
this is Kurt Cobain, not anymore. She was representing herself. Now all of a sudden she wants a different lawyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Teresa. She is a fake nut. She is awful.
Yeah. So this next one is just kind of like this idiot. You know,
Freaking idiot.
He's just a freaking idiot. No, you'll see. He's like talking back to the judge. Like, I mean, obviously that's just common sense. Like, hello, you don't talk back to the person who's got like your life in his hands, basically. Yep. So the judge isn't having it, and it was just like an interesting little clip. Oh, and at one point the guy is like all confused at why like the judge is like amping up like the sentencing, and it's like, buddy, do you not understand? Like, people are just ignorant, clearly.
Yes.
Got it. So it says he went after somebody with a knife. Apparently, it looks like from the police report he was trying to snort or smoke some. I didn't know. How do you smoke prescription medication? Is that when you grind it up and you put it in a pipe? I think that's it. I think you grind up oxycodones and you. It says it right here. It said he was trying to smoke his.
Argument with my father, and there was no weapon.
All right. Well, whatever. Okay. Based on the facts of the case, going after someone with a knife, court finds there is a danger to the victim. Court's going to set count 1 at $10,000. Count 2, court's going to set that bond at $10,000. Court's going to order he has no direct or indirect contact with Jesus Noval. No direct or indirect contact. Must stay 500 feet away from him at all times. I'm going to order that he's not in possession of any guns, weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Court's also going to revoke his bond on 098502 CF10. You're going to be held no bond, sir, until further order of the court. Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you. That's the truth. You're not going anywhere. That's the truth. All right, thanks. All right, Suzanne
My
Walt.
charger was battery.
Oh, wow, I know, man. But that's the way life is. What did he say? Whoa. Bring him back. Whoa. Bring that guy back. Bring him back. Whoa. Hey, bring that guy back.
You want him back, Joe?
Yeah, I want him back right now.
That wasn't good.
So what did you just say when you walked away?
I called you a because you're.
Did you?
The charges I had yesterday.
Okay, hold on a second, sir.
Battery charge.
Sir, this court is inclined to hold you in contempt of court, and I want to know from you, give me a reason why I should not hold you in contempt of court.
I don't see a reason why you shouldn't, because there's not a reason this should be here.
Okay, sir, I find you in contempt of court for using that type of language with the court you just used. And before I pass sentence on you, I'm going to ask you if you have anything to say before I pass sentence.
I apologize. I was out of line. I'm just upset because this is not what I was charged with yesterday.
Okay,
I was
sir.
charged with a battery.
I accept your apology, and I will sentence you to 60 days in the Broward County Jail. Thank you.
Can I take the back in?
All right, sir, hold it. Come on back. Come on.
He's calling him something that rhymes with black. So in case anybody's confused, like with the bleeping, that's what he's calling the judge.
Okay.
So a rooster, basically, if you will.
Back, sir. Sir, I'm inclined to hold you in contempt of court again. Would you like to tell me why I should not hold you in contempt of court for the last thing you just said?
I asked if you're allowed to do that for me.
All right, sir. I find you in contempt of court for the second time you said that. Do you have anything else you'd like to say in mitigation of the second sentence I'm about to hand down?
I was just asking my attorney if he can do that.
All right, sir, you have nothing. I'm going to send you to another 60 days to run consecutive to the prior 60 days. So now you're up to 120 days in the Broward County Jail. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Nah.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. You're done.
I didn't even know you can do that.
All right. Thank you. All right. I think you should move along. So it's going to be 60 plus 60, okay, to run consecutive. Thank you.
He's got no body.
Yeah. I'm sure he was addressing his attorney out loud in front of the microphone in front of the court. I think he's a smart. I think he's a smart. No, that's no big deal, but I think he needed to have a message that he can't do that in the courtroom, all right?
Like cringe-worthy.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I love it.
can you believe that guy? Like, can he do that? Like, what? And then somebody like said, like, he's a judge. Like, you could barely hear it, but like somebody was just like talking, probably his lawyer, but like, what the heck? How do you not know how to behave? Like, even in a courtroom, like, I don't understand. That one was just crazy.
Yeah, and then to continue to question it, like, obviously he can do that. He just did.
Ridiculous. His lawyer is probably like,
Yeah.
what the heck? So yeah,
What
this
an idiot.
You know, like when somebody just starts singing out of nowhere and like, you know, it's just cringeworthy sometimes. That's what this one is. You'll see.
At his sentencing for wrongful imprisonment and carrying a concealed weapon, 21-year-old Brian Earl Taylor pulled out all the stops when he opted to use his time for a statement to sing to the courtroom.
Your Honor, I want to say I'm sorry for the things I've done.
Taylor showed off his musical and lyrical prowess, using Adele as his inspiration to apologize to the judge, his mother, and the victim.
To my mother, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. To the victim, I'm sorry, 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 sorry.
In a strange twist, Judge Darlene O'Brien was so moved by the rendition that she threw the charges out. Nah, we're kidding. He was found guilty and sentenced to up to 15 years for the unlawful imprisonment and 2 years for the concealed weapon. Number 5, the Hollingsworth fracas. Slightly displeased with his court appointment.
Sorry, the pixelation. It's like obviously old footage, but hopefully it's not too bad.
Lawyer, defendant Wendell Hollingsworth, who was facing the gavel for robbing churches across Columbus, Ohio in 1992, showed his disdain during his day in court in 2007. Once wheeled up to his attorney, Hollingsworth kicked him, but was immediately subdued by nearby deputies. In the melee, defense attorney...
He's kicking his lawyer.
Oh, man.
And then it gets
Take it out on him. Oh, God.
These like courtroom cops.
J. Scott Weissman cut his hand, and one deputy was accidentally tasered.
Oh, no. Bad day at work.
To the court.
Yeah, I would
This
say
time,
so.
Shield cover over his mouth. For this unholy escapade, dubbed a reign of terror by Judge Julie M. Lynch, the feisty criminal received 93 years.
Give it to me now. It's unfair. Give it to me. Give me 250 years right now.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, bad day at work for that cop.
Yes. Come home like, I was tasered today, everybody. Going to bed. Damn.
Yeah. My brother had to get tasered as part of the training.
Oh, like on purpose? Just
Yeah.
to take it? Yeah. Of course he did. Sure, he took it well.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he explain what it felt like? Like, yeah, did he explain it?
It's been a while since I've asked him, but obviously I think he said it hurt. Like,
wasn't pleasant.
But like, what if you had I'm sure you sign waivers or whatever before the training, but like heart condition or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't necessarily know how you're going to react.
When that guy gets tased, the guy who tased him was like, sorry. I swear. Hold on. I'm going to hear him saying sorry. Oh my gosh. I swear the baby's usually sleeping. The one night I go live, she's up.
That's how it happens with kids. They know when you want to do something.
Yes.
Where they know.
And I have her on like a good schedule now too.
Victim, but was immediately subdued by nearby deputies. In the melee, defense attorney J. Scott Wiseman cut his hand, and one deputy was accidentally tasered. Hollingsworth returned to the courtroom later.
He's like, sorry.
Sorry. There's a lot of bleeping too. Yeah, so yeah, police and prison guards have to go through that in training. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Exactly, Amelia. They know, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
My mistake.
Yeah, this
Oh my gosh. Florida says that's down the street from me.
What is?
I guess wherever this happened. Or Broward County. The other one said Broward, which is Florida. Yeah, this is a great idea, Amber. I love it.
Thanks. It really just started with that first clip of that lady.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you're welcome, Mrs. Kurt Cobain.
Yes, I love that name. Hard eyes. Yeah, she says her son is 16, so he does his own thing, but now her dog acts up when she's busy. That's funny.
My gosh, how funny.
One day.
I think this might be the last one. Oh my gosh, you hear the baby. Okay, ready?
And Wall Street trader Michael James Moran enjoyed success. After purchasing a 10,000 square foot mansion in 2008, Moran attempted to sell it for a profit in 2009 via a lottery. But once the lottery was deemed illegal, he implemented Plan B. The day after the lottery was to take place, Moran called 911 to report that the mansion was on fire.
Okay, what's your emergency?
My house is on fire.
Are you going to be able to get out?
And during the follow-up investigation, all blame for the fire pointed back to him. In May of 2012, hearings started for his arson charges, and after hearing the guilty verdict, Moran ingested a cyanide capsule he had snuck into the courtroom. Moments later, he was convulsing on the floor, dying from his own lethal ingestion.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he
Did he die?
I think so. I probably should have found.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my little video I put together. I hope everyone liked it. And I figured I would just show you the Scott Peterson thing I put together. It's just the trailer for the 2020. And yeah, so it's just like the trailer. So in case people want to follow our coverage of that, which will be on your channel and my channel eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually put the police interview up on my channel as well, guys. So it's enhanced. So it's better than like the quality of the one that's out on there now. It doesn't have like that staticky like noise, but so this is the trailer. So if you guys want to watch it, and then we can discuss the 2020 special, because I think Kelly and I plan on watching this.
Yeah. People, Amber, are saying that guy did die.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because it said like suicide or whatever.
Right.
That's crazy. So he got the guilty verdict and he brought that in with him just in case like he was found guilty. Like how ridiculous. And for such, it's just like you didn't have to do that crime. Like you had money. It appeared like he had money. Like why? I don't understand.
Me either. Dumb.
Scott was the most hated man in America.
You want to talk about the verdict first?
Oh, it was crazy. There was just like this horrible physical reaction.
It's still showing the old one.
Scott Peterson found guilty of murdering his pregnant wife, Lacey.
I think what?
It's still showing the end of your first video.
What?
It's on my end. It's not showing the Scott one yet.
Okay,
But
I only see it on.
Amy says, "Are you doing the Darwin Awards?"
Oh, what are the Darwin Awards? I'm sorry.
Like Darwinism.
Oh yeah. Duh.
This is so funny.
I opened a new tab because I was
so
sharing that other one.
Gotcha.
I think. Maybe. Yeah. So what do you see now?
Just us right now. I don't see your screen shared yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my hair up, guys. It's driving me crazy. I agree. Teresa says you should do this more often. It's perfect for a Saturday night.
I would like to.
Yes.
But all the editing and I mean, not that it took forever, but I was just like, I like to be hands-on with the baby, you know? So when I have to just like do this stuff and I just feel like guilty about it. Like, oh man. It's just like that mom guilt.
You do. Yeah. I mean, she is so young, but you're a great mom. If you take time to do your own thing, it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. And we all love discussing true crime, so I might as well. So can you see the blue screen, love?
Yes. You're good now. Perfect.
Okay. So yeah, and if you guys want to watch this, it'll be 2020 next Friday at 9.
Scott was the most hated man in America.
You want to talk about the verdict first?
Wow, it was crazy. There was just like this horrible physical reaction.
What have I become? Scott Peterson found guilty of murdering his pregnant wife, Lacey.
I think if people step back and look at the evidence, they're going to see this crime isn't solved. This board represents the details of the day. It's been 18 years, and there should be answers to questions.
I'm haunted by the verdict all the time.
I'm sure that his family believes that he didn't do it, that he couldn't do it, that he wouldn't do it, and that he did not receive a fair trial. Scott Peterson is where he deserves to be.
Underneath all that was a monster. He was this demon.
I don't think anybody who sat in that court could think that they put on case beyond a reasonable doubt.
There's absolutely no physical evidence that Scott committed this crime.
There was information that I had that nobody knew or heard.
As soon as Amber Fry showed up, people are like, he's guilty. He is enemy number one.
It's just, he did it. He was a dirtbag adulterer, and he did it. And that's not good enough.
Now, Friday night, with his death penalty overturned just last year and an appeal pending, will he get another trial? New interviews, stunning new details, and listen to what Scott Peterson says in his own words from prison.
I was definitely becoming panicked at that point. I wasn't the last one to see Lacey that day.
The 2020 event special, Friday at 9, 8 Central on ABC.
So yeah. Yeah, I just feel like ultimately we really don't know what exactly happened.
Even if Scott is guilty and he did it, we don't know how he did it, how he managed to pull it off with no witnesses, how he managed to get her out of the boat, you know. So
yeah, and people can't explain it either. Like jurors, they can't even tell you.
Right. Carolina said we might be able to do a watch party in the Facebook group, Amber, possibly.
Yeah.
So we could live stream it.
Yeah, that's worth trying. It's just sometimes they get taken down, but who cares?
Yeah, it's worth trying it.
Yeah, I think so too. So then if we did it in a watch party, could we do it through StreamYard, like on the channel?
I think YouTube would probably shut it down pretty quick. But I don't know. We could try. But I think YouTube is more aware of it than Facebook.
Yeah. That makes sense.
On it too quick. But we could do it on Facebook and then come on live after whatever to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely plan on discussing the 2021. There was one on 48 Hours last weekend, and apparently it got information incorrect.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I heard it wasn't. I did end up watching it because I heard it was awful.
Yeah, and this is 48 Hours we're talking about.
Yep.
You know, like you think if you're tuning into 48 Hours, you'd be getting accurate information. And of course, in one of the Scott Peterson groups, and they laid it out perfectly. It wasn't like a biased opinion. They pointed out legitimate mistakes that were made. Like, I guess at one point they called Lacey's stepfather like Lacey's father, or like vice versa. They got it like mixed up.
Interesting. Just little things like that.
Yeah. It says 48 Hours then went beyond. Wait, hold on. Not only did they incorrectly use an image of Lacey's dad to depict Lacey's stepdad, but they also used an image of Lacey's sister-in-law, Rose Rocha, to depict Lacey. Their editing process went on to cut out the strongest evidence that Scott is innocent. Of course, this is a appeal Facebook page, but she's saying that they left out, important stuff that people would want to know that might exonerate him. 48 Hours then went beyond sloppy when they made a deep fake call between Scott and Amber. They created a conversation that never happened. Make no mistake, Scott was an unfaithful husband, and we can make no excuses for Scott's infidelity. However, it is not okay to sit in an editing room and splice separate conversations together to create a context that doesn't exist.
Interesting.
It's talking about some detective that was on 48 Hours saying that seems to be campaigning that the neighborhood witnesses that reported seeing Lacey actually saw some other woman. So they had like a detective on the 48 Hours basically putting out propaganda that the people who thought they saw Lacey that day actually didn't, and that it was another woman, which these witnesses aren't coming out to say that, just the mainstream media. And then, is anyone curious who these women might be? Like basically saying like, if it wasn't Lacey, then who are these women? It says the evidence shows that Lacey walked Mackenzie the day she went missing. The Modesto Police Department did nothing to follow up on Lacey's sightings that neighbors reported. And the evidence shows that Medina burglary occurred the day Lacey went missing, and shows that Lacey witnessed that burglary. So it seems as though people are pretty adamant, like his sister-in-law, and then this person that runs like the Scott Peterson page or whatever, website and Instagram and YouTube, they're everywhere. They are feeling like it's bad police work, basically, not following up on the leads, and that people really did see her at certain times.
Yeah, and then there's the mailman who he did testify at the trial, but they did not hone in on the fact that he said the dog did not bark. And he claimed if the dog was at home, whether he was inside or outside, the dog always barked when the mailman delivered the mail. But on the 24th, Mackenzie didn't bark. And it was after the 10:18 time that the neighbor had returned the dog to the backyard through the gate. So they're saying the prosecution didn't hone in on that because Garrett Ghost didn't put those 14 people on the stand because of the timeline. They were saying that she already had been abducted at 10:18 when they put the dog back, and that conflicted with the mailman's testimony that he didn't hear the dog bark. So they're kind of reworking the timeline.
Yeah.
And really wanting to focus on the mailman.
Right. And the whole thing about going over things and examining this case is because of it being in the news. If he when he goes to trial for his penalty phase, that's what this whole 2020 is about. Like, they're basically saying, like, yeah, I think it's going to happen. Not that 2020 is saying that, but I'm saying, like, if 2020 is covering it, and the main reason that they're covering it is because of like the new stuff in the courtroom about him, I think that it's going to happen where he is going to get a retrial. And if he's guilty, then fine. You know, he's deserved every single day that he's spent there.
Right.
It's just as if I'm pretending to be a juror and I'm looking at the case the way that it was presented back then, I just don't know like how I would end up feeling sending somebody to death row without an accurate timeline or even a cause of death. Nothing that's been physically proven.
I wish that they would do a reenactment, you know, get the boat, the same model boat, whatever, and, you know, have those anchors and see if he could have done that without the boat capsizing, because the defense did do a reenactment the jury was not allowed to see, and the boat capsized every time. But yeah, he never did a poly, which I never would. If I was innocent or guilty, I would never take a polygraph.
Right. I don't think that
Nope.
Means much as far as like guilt if somebody chooses not to. But
yeah, I just think it'll be interesting.
And what's funny is everybody knows that Florida bass fishing obviously fishes. So we asked him about the whole, this is the boat, this is the size, this is how much Lacey weighed, these are how much like the anchors where they allegedly put them on her and this and that. And he was like kind of surprised how small the boat was, wasn't he?
Because it was I think a 14-foot boat, but it had built-in seats and fishing gear, things like that. And allegedly he, you know, had her in a tarp and with the anchors. So I don't know. I would like to see another reenactment. It's kind of with the Watts case. I mean, it sounds morbid, but curiosity leads me. Like, I would like to see it reenacted and see if somebody could do that in the amount of time that they had and how they would look afterwards. Same with Scott, how he could move her at least from the house to the bed of the truck to the boat, and then back in the boat, broad daylight. He drove 90 minutes allegedly with her dead body in the boat. I mean, that's a big risk, but maybe, he did, I don't know. I just think a lot of it should be re-examined. So that's my opinion, and it's a very touchy case for sure.
It is, and
it's so sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. And like, I'm going to upload a video, but just going through their old photos, like, how we do for the Watts, just because Shanann documented so much, there was so much, there's like not as many for the Peterson case. But when I go through them, I mean, they looked, obviously looks don't mean anything because he was cheating on her, but I really don't think that he was that serious about Amber.
Right. And she had a young daughter.
Her daughter was 18 months. And our friend that was on that one night when we did the Peterson live, that was fun. But she was saying that Scott had no responsibility to that child, this and that. So that's why he didn't mind her having a child. He just didn't want one. And I understand that, like, logic and thinking, but I'm just like, but still, that's not like evidence, though. That doesn't prove that, like, he would have been okay in that relationship and not with Lacey. That's just kind of like an opinion, and like dissecting like this guy's like, thought process in the way that, like, how do we know,
Yeah. And Amanda, I love you, but she always says that she thinks that Lacey was pushed off the actual harbor, which very possible, but the jury wasn't considering that in their deliberations. So the prosecution claim he threw her off the boat. But that's a good thought, if he pushed her off of the actual harbor. But that would be around, he got there, I think, at like 12:56 in the afternoon. So that's interesting. Amanda, you should come up with us someday and talk.
She wants to. Yeah, we're going to. And that's the thing is like, you and me are undecided. I feel at least I am.
I am. And I never thought I would be undecided on this case ever. I'm like, he's guilty, done it. Exactly, Teresa. There were witnesses.
And
it was broad daylight.
And not only that, but they did a grid search at that bay for days, and with sonar. Okay. So we're not just talking about divers looking around and using human eyes. Like they used, at the time, probably top of the line, whatever. So if you're using sonar and you're not coming up with, something, it's just suspicious. And no anchors.
Right.
So it'd be one thing to use sonar, like, oh, well, they must not have seen her body. But like with the 4 anchors or however many they allegedly strapped to her body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And then I want to, in Scott's original interview, he talks about her tennis shoes that she wore when she went on walks. He said that they were gone. So were they ever found? Not to our knowledge, no. Yeah, and then was she dismembered? That's kind of debated.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
But there's no blood anywhere.
Right. Some people say that she was a torso because of animals. Some claim they do believe she was dismembered, but I think that they did.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I was gonna say, I do think, didn't they say there was no, on her bone, there was no evidence that she was cut? And sorry, this is morbid, but I do think they said on her bone there was no evidence that she was necessarily dismembered, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, that I'm not sure as far as the bones, but it is interesting that if she was eaten by the sea, and this is true crime, so and it's late.
You guys know us, yeah.
So if sea, whatever creatures, sounds like a made up thing, but if she was eaten and things came off because of things in the sea, Connor was like a whole fetus, whole baby.
Right.
And we never found the placenta. We never found the umbilical cord. I don't know. I need to iron through the umbilical cord thing because how is it not on him?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is just much deeper than we think it is. And at the time, I 100% thought he was guilty. 100%. It was everywhere. And my dad used to buy me the gossip magazines.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, the Peterson ones were on there too. I wish I still had them.
That'd be really cool. If you did, to go back and look at them.
But yeah, as far as the first few days of the investigation, he was completely cooperative.
Yeah, he let them in the house. He had agreed to a poly until he spoke to his father. And you think about, Scott spoke to his dad and he said, don't do it. It's like with Chris Watts. What if Ronnie had said, don't do it, let's go to the hotel and talk? He could have left at that point. Where would we be in the Watts case if that had happened? Instead, he took the poly, he confessed to Ronnie.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Florida. Thank you. And happy Mother's Day to your beautiful wife as well.
Thanks for being here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just very interesting. And also, Perfectly Imperfect said, couldn't the fish have eaten the cord? The thing, though, is umbilical cords are supposed to be durable for a reason.
Right.
And even with the surgical scissors, I remember my fiance, because this was only almost 4 months ago she was born, but he said even with the surgical scissors, like it's kind of hard to cut through.
Yeah, that's what my husband said. I mean, it wasn't easy.
So I don't know. I mean, unless there's like piranhas. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what, or go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's the thing is like, I just want, if things could just be proven, and if it goes back to trial, you know, things are going to be, there's new technology now.
Right. And that's all Amber and I want to do is go through the court documents, the testimony and things like that, the body cam where they look in the house, Scott's interview, and do it with a very open and fresh mind. Because I think, okay, in the murder of Lacey Peterson, you can watch it on Hulu. They said 7 pregnant women went missing from like 1999 to 2002 in that area. 6 months before Lacey went missing, another pregnant woman went missing and her son, and she washed up in the same area as Lacey as a torso as well. So it's not, you know, people get very emotional and heated and about this case, but there's honest reasons why I'm doubting, and I feel Amber is, you know, as well. And we're not saying he's 100% innocent or anything like that. We're both very new, but we want to work through it.
Yeah, I'm just going to
see what we find.
Exactly. And what was I going to say about this? Oh, I don't even remember. Gosh, guys, sorry.
You're fine.
But yeah, no, basically, like you were saying, if other people are going to be looking at the case again in the courtroom, then that's why it's kind of motivating me to relook at it, because I don't want to act like I know everything when I don't. You know what I mean? And like you were saying, it's very high emotion. This case has like a very, it's sad, obviously, especially with the baby. And people and trolls or whatever get very heated over this. And actually, I don't even know why I entertained it, but like in one of, it was like the true crime group that we have, not the Watts one, but the other one. Somebody was like going at it with me about Peterson, and they had like incorrect information and then trying to tell me that I got to get the facts. And the thing is, they have the facts from the first trial and from everything that the media put out there, you know? And during that time, the Hulu documentary shows that like he was being during the process before he was in court, he was being accused in the media of being connected to another unsolved murder. And then like, so they hyped it all up that he could possibly be like a serial killer. And then the media came out and was like, oh yeah, actually that actually wasn't true. But it was after they had already like hyped it up as him being possibly linked to a completely irrelevant case in relation to him at that time. So it just is like an example of like what you think you knew the first time around with this case. Like maybe you weren't actually being informed 100% on stuff, and being called like a Scott Peterson groupie, like on my other videos and stuff. It's just like, it's just one of those cases that bring in a lot of emotions, and that's just how true crime is. So I can deal with it, but I just hope other people are open-minded, because we are going to go through the phone calls and all that and court documents and all that.
Yep. Exactly. And it's the same with the Watts case. If you watched any of the mainstream media shows about the Watts case, you would never think twice about NK. You'd be like, oh, he had an affair and whatever. But, you know, really the YouTube community who are still invested in the Watts case, the majority of us are, because we have questions about the mainstream media's narrative. So that just tells me if it can happen in one case, it can 100% happen in other cases as well. And, you know, back in 2002, when it happened, and then 2004 with the trial, that is when they really had like 24/7 HLN was going. They had prime time coverage of this. I mean, it was huge for them to go after Scott. And did he deserve it? Maybe, but I think it's good to go back and relook, especially because the Supreme Court has already agreed to relook at the penalty phase, and they're still working on their habeas corpus, whatever it is, to try to get the entire trial relooked at. The jury wasn't, picked correctly. They've proven that. So, it's good to have open minds.
Yeah, and that's the thing that the Hulu documentary was also saying is, shoot, guys.
No, you're good.
Wish I could blame this on alcohol, but
just blame it on being a mom of a newborn.
Yeah.
She's still a baby. Yeah.
I did have like a headache earlier from staring at my screen so long, so I'm just like, ugh. But I'm good now. But that Hulu documentary is just, I recommend it for people to look at, just because it kind of breaks things down, like even from behind the scenes. Like it was basically, now I remember, it was basically saying that during this time and during the case, you had this beautiful family. I mean, look at Lacey, she's gorgeous. So if it has the look that would look good in the paper and on the magazines and on screen for all the news people to go through, I mean, they were very good looking. They had that. And then the other thing is like the mistress, the whole sex scandal. It was just everything that entertainment needed. The good looking people, the perfect family, the mistress on the side, the sex. And it was just like one of those stories that was everywhere. But how much of it was the media kind of painting it the way that they wanted it to be, with like the listen to the phone calls tonight, the mistress, this and that, I mean, it was very, like Amelia said, sensationalism. So now that we're going back through things, we don't have that like mainstream media sensationalism. So we're kind of looking at it with more of a clear mind. Like we're not being clouded by the news, and even scrolling on Facebook. Like, I'll see stuff about him being in the courtroom again, but it's just from my true crime group. So it's not like it's everywhere being blasted in my face,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And when you're reading the actual trial transcripts and testimony, it really does, in my opinion, paint a different picture. So, yeah, Tiger Girl, she did write a book, didn't she? Yeah, Amber Fry.
Did she? Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Witness something, I think.
Yes, something like that.
And I will forever think that NK studied the Peterson case as things were kind of falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
Because of her searching and the fact that Chris did take a polygraph, like, and this is all speculation, but can't you just see or hear MK like telling Chris, like, Scott Peterson went to prison forever and he didn't take the polygraph. You need to go in there and take it.
Instructing him.
Of course, I'm speculating and being dramatic, but what if that happened?
Exactly. I mean, she Googled her, so what if?
Exactly. And that's the thing, is like, I'm sorry if I have to speculate this way, because she also said that he would do whatever she said and everything was her idea, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So he goes in there that day to take a polygraph, and we're supposed to believe that that was Chris's idea. I mean, I know that he needs direction, but she was probably glad to direct him that way.
Yeah, I like Perfectly Imperfect says, a hang up I have with our judicial system is juries are expected to reach a verdict without hearing all the evidence. The attorneys quietly away from the jury fight over what the jury can hear. Exactly. And same with the Peterson case. They were not allowed to see the reenactment with the boat, but they were allowed during the deliberation to go to the boat, where it was on a trailer in a parking garage type thing. And they got into the boat and were like moving around. And of course, the boat is going to be different on a concrete floor than it's going to
Wow.
be in the ocean.
That's ridiculous.
That during the deliberation.
Yeah, no, that's not cool at all.
Fair.
We could
know?
look up the boat thing.
Yeah. Yep. I know. And that's what again, a simple reenactment could be possible. But will it happen? The defense did it, and they did not allow the defense's reenactment to be shown to the jury.
So this is what was not allowed, correct? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yes.
it's only 2 minutes. I'll play it for you guys. We can just kind of look at it. And again, we'll be going back through all this stuff like when we do it thoroughly. This is just random. Like, it looks small to me. How about you guys?
3.
I mean, she was very pregnant.
And we're not talking about a small lake. I mean, this is the bay.
A big boat.
Release your weight.
And if he was, I don't know, if he was going to buy a boat to dispose of a body, you think he would have gotten a bigger boat.
And that's the other thing. I mean, I'm going to continue this too, guys, but while we're on the little topic of that, why buy, like you said, a small boat? And did you just see how that capsized? I mean, it's so small. So, get in the mind of a killer for a second. You have this planned out that you're going to bring this out here and you're going to dump it. And you bought this boat. I mean, this is according to the prosecution. He bought the boat in plans for disposal. So not only why are you buying a small boat, but did you just see it capsizing? So it's like, why would he put himself in a risky situation that it would capsize with the body and all that? And he's like out in the middle of the bay. It was like, I know it's California, but it's still December. That would have been way too risky for his. And again, I'm not saying that he's innocent, but I'm just thinking about it and looking at that. Like, wouldn't it have been kind of risky for if he, was out there all by himself and this happens?
Mm-hmm. Right. I guess they're trying to show what it would be like if he moved it.
And let's remember one thing.
Right, Mel?
What would she say?
She just say that they should have presented the harbor theory. It's almost like, it would make more sense if the prosecution had claimed that he did it from the harbor rather than off his boat. But yet the jury still bought it. They still went with it.
Yeah, they still were sold on him, in the boat. But think about it this way too. Like Scott, and you'll see in the pictures with Amber, he's kind of I don't want to body shame, but like he wasn't really in the best shape, like when all this happened. And then he started losing 20 pounds, like before he goes to court and all that. Like he was kind of heavier. Like he wasn't that heavy when him and Lacey got married. And then he put on weight. He was a little bit heavy. So like we're imagining Scott heavy because he hadn't lost 20 pounds yet, lifting Lacey this way. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a guy, and guys have strength. Obviously, he was probably strong enough to lift Lacey if he had to, but I just am thinking like it wasn't like he was like working out and like super buff.
Right. They don't know her cause of death. Perfectly imperfect. They never found it. They say Mrs. Kurt Cobain was wrapped in a tarp when he transferred her, but the tarp was found at the home, and there was no forensic evidence on the tarp that indicated there was a dead body there.
And there was no forensic evidence in the boat or the truck.
Or the house.
Or the house. And I have
and
the house search that we can look through too, like not today, but soon.
Yes. And the thing is, some are saying, could he have said, we're going on a boat ride and pushed her off? I mean, yes, but the issue with that is that's not what the prosecution alleged. And the jury is only supposed to take into consideration the prosecution's allegements, or whatever the word is. They have photos of the tarp and evidence that they tried to claim he used.
Right. And it's just important to note that the people, the burglars, there was 5 of them, and only 2 of them ended up being arrested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then, yes, I'm just sorry. Okay, Allie says 2 pieces, but if Scott dismembered Lacey, where's the evidence of that? I mean, how did he hide that is my question. If he did dismember Lacey to make it easier, where's the evidence? That bothers me.
Right. And the only blood that was ever found was Scott's blood. And he said that he had cut his hand on the toolbox or something.
Yeah.
And it was matched. Like he showed the cut or whatever. And it was just
right
a little bit. It was
on the
yeah,
on the inside of his driver's side door.
Right. So I don't know. It's just it's deeper than I think I ever thought it was. Like, I think that I was certain of like everything. And then going through things and having that one Facebook group, because I don't mind going in Facebook groups that are like, that think he's innocent, because obviously I'm going to get some objective opinions, which is fine. I don't mind challenging what I think I know. But the way that they like are showing like stuff that the jury should have known about and weren't told, it's just like, it's just a lot deeper, basically.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And yeah, I mean, could he have done it? Yes. I'm not saying he's innocent 100% yet. I'm not quite there yet, but in the little bit of research I've done, and I know Amber has done, and Amber and I have discussed, we are starting to have questions just with how he physically could have accomplished it in the manner that the prosecution claimed that he did. And kind of like the Casey Anthony case. Okay, I think Casey Anthony is 100% guilty.
Yeah, me too.
But the prosecution fumbled, unfortunately, and the defense did a great job. Well, in my opinion, Scott Peterson's defense fumbled. And even Garrigo says he regrets not bringing those 14 witnesses. And now it's coming out that Garrigos and the defense kind of had the timeline off in their heads, and they did not hone in on the mailman. So little things like that. No, he did not catch any fish. And that's a big thing. But sometimes fishermen don't catch fish. And then that was another issue. He didn't have bait. But looking that up, they say that you can be a non-bait fisherman. And then there was something about he had stuff for fresh water, not salt water, etc. Yeah, and then people, so.
And that's the thing, is he even says in his police interview that he just wanted to get the boat in the water.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like he was like, I'm going on this big fishing excursion and I hope I get a whole bunch of fish and I'm going to spend hours and hours. Like, no, he just bought the boat. He didn't want to buy like the year pass for whatever reason. Think of it however you will. But I just am like looking at this and I'm like, is it really like the way we think it is? And that's all we're doing is just re-questioning things because that's what they're going to do if he gets retrialed anyways.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Hard eyes. His behavior was his downfall. His behavior and his affair.
Oh, yes. And let's not forget, though, this sadly wasn't the only time he had cheated on Lacey.
Right.
And I think that that's kind of like not important, but like to see that it was sort of a reoccurring thing. It could explain the timing. Like people would say like, oh, how convenient he was cheating, while his wife is gone missing, But what if it was just one of those incidents where like, yeah, he had cheated on her before. This wasn't the first time he cheated,
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's going to be on Hulu the next day. So anyone who doesn't watch it on Friday on ABC can catch it on Hulu if they have Hulu.
Awesome. Okay, Jennifer said, is Scott getting a new trial? I'm confused about that. As of now, no, he's not getting a whole new trial. What he's getting, so same with Jodi Arias. She had her trial. She was found guilty. And then what they do is called a penalty phase, where it's almost like a trial, but not really. They do show evidence and there are witnesses. And then the jury goes and decides life or death. Well, with Jodi Arias, they decided life, not death. Scott, they gave him death. Well, now during their appeal process, they did convince the courts to give Scott a new penalty phase. And the state of California could have said, okay, we'll just give him life and move him to a different prison, whatever. But no, they decided to retry Scott for his penalty phase. So there will be another penalty phase trial, but not an entire trial, guilt or innocence. But they are not done fighting to get a whole new trial. They filed, I think it's a habeas corpus, and they're still trying to get an entire new trial. But as of now, it's just the penalty phase where a new jury will be called in, not sequestered, but called in, and they'll hear evidence and witness testimony, etc. And they'll go vote death penalty or life, which I was kind of surprised. I thought the state might just give him life and try to save money, but they're going for it. Death again.
Really?
Yeah.
They're not backing down, clearly. Well,
They're
they
not.
normally wouldn't. It's not like they ever change their mind on a sentencing like that.
Right. So,
as far as his sister-in-law's new evidence that she's bringing forth, is that just she's saying that the police didn't look into the witnesses as they should have?
yes, and I think one of her main things is the mailman. I feel like there's a written note that wasn't included. He did testify in the trial, but there's an actual written note by him that said that Mackenzie didn't bark. And I don't think that written note was put in the original trial. Something like that. I'll have to fact check myself, but it was something along those lines that the mailman was not honed in on, where he said Mackenzie didn't bark. And I'm almost positive there's a written note out there that wasn't presented in trial originally.
Mm-hmm. And I think that the mailman has come forward since, like in some court setting for Scott, and said that he would have testified that he didn't hear the dog bark, but neither the state or the defense asked him so.
Right. Yeah, Russell Graybill is his name. So, and if the dog didn't bark, that would lead to believe that Lacey was walking Mackenzie.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's just interesting, and it's more than meets the eye, basically.
Yeah.
So anything coming up on that you want to talk about or anything?
Well, right before this, I don't know if you guys have heard of let me double check. I'm trying to keep my straw quiet.
Oh, you're fine.
Joe Clyde Daniels. Have you guys heard of that case?
Joe Clyde Daniels?
a 5-year-old little boy. He was autistic. He went missing, and his let's see. So they're saying that a new development has taken place. There is a new witness whose testimony or, tip was kind of buried under all the other paperwork. And they're saying she's a very significant witness that saw him after, I can't remember. Yeah, his son. So saw him after the father claims he last saw him. So basically, the father confessed to beating this little boy to death and hiding his body, but he will not tell where the body is. Okay. Now, he's set to go to trial, but recently it's come out that this other witness saw the little boy after the father claimed to last see him. And they're saying that that was a false confession from the father, and that they do believe Joe Clyde Daniels wandered off and someone else saw him. I'm very I very briefly have looked at this case, so I'm kind of all over the place. But they're saying that, they think the father gave a false confession because there was no blood evidence anywhere that would link to him having beaten to death in the vehicles or in the home. But they still have not found his body. But there's somebody who's testified that this little girl talked to Joe Clyde Daniels and said, what's your name? And he said 5, which the father did say, because Joe Clyde was autistic. When you asked his name, he would say 5 years old. And that's what the little girl told her mom. And she called police, but they never came out and followed up on it.
Wow.
And so where is he? Was he abducted on the road, or did he get lost and die somewhere? I mean, I don't know, but they've not found him.
Wow. So
that's one we're going to look into. I'm not sure. Let's see. Tennessee, my state, Dixon, Tennessee.
Wow.
So it's weeks. It says this was updated May 6th, weeks before the trial is set to begin. A crucial new witness has surfaced.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Yeah,
we'll follow that one.
Yeah. And Amy said about Peterson, he could just be a serial dater, lots of them that don't kill or ever leave their wives. Most serial cheaters rarely leave their wives. And I agree. I just feel like Amber probably wasn't the only mistress he's had, or it was one of those things where it was like the baby was coming and he is a pig and just wanted to cheat basically before the baby came, but he never planned on leaving Lacey and the baby. Part of me thinks that that's just how it was.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because you would almost think it'd be more likely that he would maybe snap and do something if this was his first time. But it wasn't. It sounds like he was, a serial cheater, a-hole.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a possibility, I think. Because I think, if he had cheated before. Karen wants to know when that happened with that little boy.
3 years ago.
Wait, Mrs. Kurt Cobain said, did you guys hear the 19-year-old girl who was missing from Buffalo State? She may have committed suicide by jumping off Niagara Falls. Wow. Oh, her boyfriend broke up with her the day earlier. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, no, I go to Niagara Falls a lot. Well, I've been there numerous times, and you definitely might not be found if you went over there.
That's awful.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who actually do that at Niagara Falls because there's all the casinos around there and they just gamble their life away or whatever. Yeah.
That's really sad to take your life over that. Mm-hmm. Man.
So I guess we will wrap it up, but I just wanted to thank everybody for being here for my first live.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be doing more, and you'll see us here and on CDT. So if you haven't subscribed to her channel, please do. I think if I don't have it in the description box, I will link it. Everything was just kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I'm bad at descriptions.
All right.
Just leave them blank.
All right, so then we will be back here sometime. I'll keep everyone updated on the next one. We might do some late night ones. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But I'll talk to everybody soon. And then I guess I'll just figure out how to end the live now. I'm assuming end broadcast.
Make sure you click that and don't just hit the X, because then it keeps going. I've done that a
Okay.
couple times.
All right. Well, I'll talk to everybody soon. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye. Bye. Thank you, mods and everyone. Thank you, Kelly.
Bye. Thank you.